Good morning. I'm Andy Wilson, the Ohio Attorney General. I'm here this morning at the Canfield Post of the Ohio State Highway Patrol to announce the indictment and the arrest of Ryan Rock for the aggravated vehicular homicide of Trooper Nicholas Cayton and the aggravated vehicular assault of a motorist who was stranded on the roadside who was being assisted by Trooper Cayton. We have to start here today by thinking about Trooper Cayton, first and foremost, and his family. Not just his family, his wife and children, but his trooper family and the family of this broader community. Listen, life goes on for us, for the citizens, for those of us who are those of you out there who weren't directly impacted by this crash and this death. But for Trooper Cayton's family, there will forever be a hole in their heart. And there will forever be a loss that they feel as a result of this defendant's actions. Also for the patrol family who you see here behind you, this post will never be the same. He was a beloved member of this post. I had the opportunity again to attend his funeral and to listen to the way people talked about him. Other officers, folks who had worked with him, first responders who had worked with him, and the community at large. He will forever be missed, and we have to take a second and acknowledge that. I also have to start today with the legal position that the defendant, Ryan Rock, is presumed under the law, even though he's been indicted in this case. Under the law of this country, he is presumed innocent, and he's cloaked in that presumption of innocent unless and until we take him into court and prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the way our criminal justice system works, and we're going to respect that at every step of this process. I want to talk briefly about the indictment in this case. It's a 2-count indictment. The first count pertains to the death of Trooper Cayton. That's a count of aggravated vehicular homicide. It's a third-degree felony. It carries with it a specification that the victim in the case was a law enforcement officer. That specification carries a potential mandatory sentence of 5 years in prison. The second count is a charge of aggravated vehicular assault. That is a 4th-degree felony under the law of the state of Ohio. The indictment is just the first step of the criminal justice process. It's how we bring somebody into the court system in a felony charge. It is our first step towards accountability. The way our system works is if you commit a crime, if you hurt somebody, if you kill somebody, there has to be a level of accountability that comes with that. Nothing we do in court, nothing we do through the criminal justice system will ever bring Trooper Cayton back. But we owe this community, we owe his family, we owe the patrol, we owe the profession a level of justice, a level of closure, and a level of accountability with respect to the person who's responsible for Trooper Cayton's death. And that is what this process has started. That's what this indictment has started. I have to give a special thanks to the Highway Patrol investigators who did really just an incredible job of putting the evidence together in this case, which allowed our prosecutors to go before the grand jury and seek this indictment. They worked really, as they do in all cases, with all of their heart, all of their soul, knowing that there needed to be a level of accountability and knowing that they were fighting for one of their brothers. So we certainly appreciate that. And then I do want you to know that this case is going to be handled by the Special Prosecutions Division of the Ohio Attorney General's Office. So we are going to take that case. I have been briefed by the prosecutors on this case. I'm comfortable with the evidence that we have that will play out in court, and I'm confident in the abilities of the prosecutors that we have working with the investigators who've worked on this case to take this case into court and to provide some measure of justice. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel Josh Swindell from the Ohio State Highway Patrol.
Thank you for being here today at the Canfield Post. First off, I want to thank Attorney General Andy Wilson for your commitment and your compassion and your professionalism and the hard work on pursuing these charges. Thank you very much, sir. I'm here to speak about the indictment of Ryan Rock in connection with the line of duty death of Ohio State Highway Patrol Trooper Nicholas P. Cayton and the life-altering injuries of a man Trooper Cayton was assisting on the roadway. Trooper Cayton, whose end of watch was October 16, 2025, was actively working in his patrol cruiser and was fatally struck from behind. The crash occurred on northbound lanes of State Route 11, just south of US 224 in Mahoning County. Following the indictment, the Ohio State Highway Patrol Special Response Team located the suspect at his residence and served a warrant without incident. This indictment represents an important milestone in the judicial process. While today's indictment moves this case forward, it is only one step in the process, and we remain committed to allowing the judicial system to proceed fairly and impartially. During this time, I ask that everyone respect the Cayton family's privacy and allow the judicial process to unfold peacefully. I want to begin by expressing my sincere appreciation again to our Attorney General, Andy Wilson. Just the support of the Highway Patrol and your leadership, sir, we're very grateful for. And we're grateful for the partnership and the commitment that he has and his office has shown in pursuing justice on behalf of Trooper Cayton, his family, and the people of Ohio. Today is about accountability under the law, but it is also a reminder of the tremendous loss that brought us here. Trooper Cayton was a husband, a father, a son, a friend, and a beloved member of the patrol family. He dedicated his life to serving others, first as a combat veteran in the Ohio Army National Guard, and then as an Ohio State Trooper. He wore both uniforms with humility and unwavering commitment to this country and to the state of Ohio. To the men and women of the Canfield Post and the Warren District, you lost so much more than a colleague. You lost someone you walked through life beside. Someone you laughed with, trained with, and depended on through the long days and nights that come with this profession. Yet, through this unimaginable grief, you have continued serving your communities with professionalism while supporting one another with remarkable strength. You have honored Trooper Cayton's memory every single day, every day, through your continued service, and I could not be more proud of each and every one of you on that. I also want to thank the Canfield community and the countless individuals who have stood beside Cayton's family and the State Highway Patrol since his passing. Trooper Cayton's influence reached well beyond the badge he wore. Whether serving as a youth coach, helping establish the Steel Valley pipes and drums, or simply being a friend and neighbor, he truly invested in the lives of others. The overwhelming support shown by this community is a reflection of the lasting impact he had. I'd like to take a moment to personally thank the Ellsworth Township Fire Department, our Boardman Fire Department, and the Cardinal Joint Fire District for their support. The heroic actions you took on October 16, 2025 saved one life, who remains in our thoughts on his recovery journey. Finally, I want to speak directly to Nick's family. No action taken today will ever lessen the grief you have endured to fill the void left by his absence. We know that every milestone in this case is also a reminder of the day your lives changed forever. Our hope is that this indictment provides reassurance that the pursuit of justice has remained unwavering. Nick's life mattered, his service mattered, and his sacrifice mattered. Trooper Cayton's legacy will never be defined by the circumstances of his death. It will be defined by the life he lived, the people he inspired, and the example of service, and the incredible family he leaves behind. My heart goes out to the Kaitton family and to the State Highway Patrol. Thank you. At this time, Attorney General Wilson and I will take questions.
This is Mahoning County Common Police Court.
Can you say what caused him to, what caused the defendant to lose control of his distracted or
Yeah, so here's what I'll do. You can't, because it's a pending criminal action, you can't go too deep into the facts. I will tell you this, the counts, the underlying legal allegation is that on the date of this incident, the defendant operated the motor vehicle recklessly. So he was recklessly operating. That's a legal standard that's higher than negligent. He wasn't just negligent. He was recklessly operating his motor vehicle. And as a result of operating his motor vehicle recklessly, he caused the death of Trooper Cayton. So that's count one. That's the aggravated vehicular homicide. Because Trooper Cayton is a law enforcement officer, there's a specification that involves a mandatory sentence. Count two, same basic allegation. He operated the motor vehicle recklessly, and as a result caused serious physical harm to the stranded motorist. So those are the legal allegations that are the basis of this. We will speak about the facts through our filings in court and in court, and we'll file a bill of particulars, and we'll make our allegations in court with respect to the facts that we believe support the reckless behavior. Yes.
Now that charges are filed, and that you mentioned the message to the community and the solidarity that's shown today, but message further to the community as the system moves forward.
Yeah, so I think there's a couple things. Number one is, look, your vehicle is the most dangerous weapon that you possess, that you interact with, and we don't treat them like that. And when you are not 100% dialed into what you're doing when you're driving, when you're operating that vehicle recklessly, which so many people do these days with phones, with distractions, with everything else that's going on, when you are operating that vehicle, which ultimately can be a weapon if not used the right way, you can kill somebody. You can seriously hurt somebody. And when you do that, you violate the law, and we will hold you accountable for that. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful. You have to think of that car not just as a tool to get you from point A to point B, but a tool that can kill you or kill somebody else if you're not operating it the way it should be operated. Anything else? All right. Thank you.